The day of Cowabunga is the day when orcs jump from their floating home island of Orkea and into the Badlands. The orcs island hop onto the Badlands to fight epic monsters and pillage forgotten temples for 10 days until their home island passes by the Badlands once again on the other side of the island. Those that make it to the jump can enjoy the glory and loot they've earned. Those that don't make it will be stuck in Badlands for a whole year until Orkea returns. You have 10 days to get trophies from the biggest monsters and loot the badass weapons from the ruined temples. Get ready to jump. Cowabunga! Hello, my name is Adam and welcome back to my channel where I make a tabletop role-playing game from scratch on camera, and it's ORKtober. So I'm dedicating this month to, well, orcs. And the first thing I'm doing this month is to show you a new RPG I'm working on. It's called ORKtober. Yeah, it's not a very original name, just like Explorers RPG, so the official long name is Tales of the Floating Islands, Orcs RPG. Anyways, it's actually a game I started about 3 years ago and been working on and off since then. It's a game which is over the top mayhem and action, purely focused on brutal fighting. And it definitely doesn't take itself seriously. Orcs started as a reaction to Explorers RPG. I was working hard on Explorers and the game had started to become very complex with a lot of rules and a lot of interactions between all the rules. The game was also very serious and realistic, much like now. As a reaction to that, I just wanted to have fun. Simple dice mechanics, easier rules, and a lot more focus on creativity at fast pace. And then Orcs was born. The rules are very simple. You are an orc, and your objective is to slay and loot for 10 days and you're done. You can play one encounter and be done in 5 minutes, or as long as you want. You start out by choosing 2 cards, an attribute card and a description card. The attribute cards are named like Shaman, Brute, or Hunter and tells you the abilities you have. The description cards are named like the Strong, the Clever, the Clumsy, and it tells you your stats and skills. So within the first 5 minutes of the game, your character is Grom, the Grumpy Shaman, and you're ready to go. Everything outside of combat is supposed to lead you into combat. You run towards a towering monster or a mine full of dwarves. The GM decides the encounter and your objective is to win. I haven't made a lot of encounters yet. It's currently a dwarf mineshaft where you fight steam engines and a necromance tower which grows upside down. What is it with me and upside down towers? Oh, and you might have noticed that I'm showing off some stuff from my notebook. You see, there's 96 pages of quality stuff in the front of my notebook. A lot of ideas for world building, RPG mechanics, GM tips and tricks, and if I get 96 likes, I will make a video showing every page. So please hit that like button and of course subscribe to get more fun content. Anyways, combat starts. There's no initiative, you just go clockwise around the table, and it's in the player's turn that you get to shine. Orcs have something called the stunt mechanic. You start your turn by doing a stunt, like charging towards the enemy, swinging your axe above your head. and continue to add stunts as you go, finally ending in a crescendo where you do a mega attack. In one playtesting session that I ran, one player was thrown by another towards a dwarven steam engine tank, where he ripped off the flamethrower as he passed, turned in the air and unleashed the flamethrower on a group of dwarves nearby. A stunt can be anything, and you can change stunts as much as you want. But the stunt mechanic has a risk involved. Each stunt in your chain gets harder and harder to pull off, and if you fail, you lose the final attack. So it basically works like blackjack, where you push your luck and do more damage the longer the chain, but once you lose, your turn is over. Speaking of mechanics, let's talk dice. How does dice work? You first figure what you want to do and which stat and skill best fits that. There are 3 stats: Nick, Knack, and Knock. Nick is dexterity-ish. These are orcs we're talking about. Knack is smarts, which, well, orcs. But Knock is strength. How good is the orc to knock somebody down? The skills are cunning, destruction, intimidation, others, rigging, scurry, spelunking, weird stuff, and wilderness. Both stats and skills range from a value of 0 to 5, which represents how many dice to roll. Pick the stat and skill that fits your action and roll that many dice. Which dice, you say? Any dice, actually. You're an orc. You don't care what type of dice to use. Roll whatever dice you want. Even that rare D14 you never get to use. An even number is a success, and you add all the successes together to see how good the roll is. You might have noticed that you can use any dice as long as it's a 50-50 chance to succeed. Well, you can actually use anything that has a 50-50 chance. Coin flips, the color of a drawn card from a deck, or the sex of a newborn baby. You're an orc. Don't limit yourself to these dice things. So you do a stunt, roll some dice, and the excess successes accumulate to your final attack, which you can do on one of these weapons. The weapons are also just described with one word, like hot or thin. What you want it to look like is up to you. Hot means a flamethrower, a magical fireball, or a wild ferret you light the tail on fire. This really looks like a finished product, but it definitely isn't. I have playtested it some, but definitely not enough. You might wonder why it's full of art and has a nice layout, but that's only because it has been Corona and I've been bored. So I'm looking for playtesters, and if you want to test it out with your group, you can contact me on Reddit or Discord, links in the description. Now let's go a little deeper into the lore of the game. Orkea is the homeland of the orcs. It orbits through the vast sky like all the other floating islands. It was once a large floating island until Kroll Morks split it in half with his hammer and axe during the Great Orkean War. Now, North Orkea is isolated and led by the Great Bausch Kill Young Uns, while South Orkea consists of a myriad of clans after Kroll disbanded his Green Army. Among the biggest clans are the Morksists, or the Morks, who try to live by the creed of the great Kroll Morks. You have the Porks, who are known for their rainbow-colored mohawks and kilts. You have the Orcas, who are a 80s biker gang of orcs riding flying orcas. And then you have the Bolsheviks, who preach eat, pray, love, and believe that everyone can be a Bausch in their own life. Some other well-known clans are the Dorks, the Chads, and the Dragon Bros. Yes, everything is puns in this world. As I said in the beginning, Orkea almost touched the Badlands twice a year, and in that time, orcs jump over from the Badlands to try their luck. But there's more to the Badlands than just towering monsters. The mountains have strongholds carved and defended by the dwarves. Wizard towers are built upside down on the underside of the island so that they can capture monsters on the surface and study them in peace underground. Goblins roam the sky in pirate zeppelins and raid the birdfolk, guardians of the ancient ruins from a long-dead advanced bird civilization that lived in the Badlands. The world is big and weird, and there's no end to what the orcs may encounter. So, where do I go from here? There's a lot of playtesting left, and now I'm opening it up to the public. And to be honest, I can see that I'm lacking in the encounter and adventure department. My current idea is to have some sort of card stacking encounter where the GM can just draw cards of abilities and stack them together into a unique monster. I also have 2 adventures, but when I've tried to run them, they're very unbalanced. That's why I need a lot more playtesting, and I'm opening it up for anyone to try. The attribute and description cards are not to dine either, so there's still a ways to go. If you want to contribute, you can leave a comment or contact me on Discord, and I'll give you a PDF to work with. No requirements, no strings attached. Just hoping that you will enjoy whatever I give you. And that's it, folks. Please share and like and subscribe to my channel to see more of this and keep me encouraged and motivated to do this further. And yeah, see you later.